amount of people that I've met who have said to me and been touched by the Matrix in such a positive way. It's the best.
At 60, Keanu Reeves just said something about the Matrix and John Wick that he's never said before. For decades, he stayed quiet. Now, he's finally breaking the silence. And it all started with one emotional interview. The amount of people that I've met who said to me they've been touched by the Matrix in such a positive way. It's the best. But what was so dangerous it had to stay secret all these years? Why speak now? This isn't just a behind-the-scenes reveal. It's something deeper. Something he was never supposed to say. To understand the truth Keanu just shared, we have to go back. In the late 90s, Keanu wasn't chasing blockbuster stardom. Sure, he'd starred in Speed, Point Break, Bill and Ted, but he preferred indie dramas and Shakespeare. So when the Matrix script landed on his desk, it wasn't an obvious yes. He didn't even fully understand it at first. The Wachowskis had written a film that felt more like a philosophy thesis than a sci-fi thriller. It wasn't just about machines. It was about waking up from a reality that was never real to begin with. Most actors passed. Will Smith said no. So did Nicolas Cage. Even the studio was hesitant. But Keanu felt something buried in it, something bold. He signed on. He trained for months. He gave up part of his salary to support the crew. And he didn't play Neo like a hero. He played him like a man slowly realizing everything he's ever known is a lie. That made all the difference. Because The Matrix wasn't just a blockbuster, it was a warning. The book's simulacra and simulation wasn't just a prop, it was a clue. The original ending, much darker. In some versions, even the real world was still a simulation. But that version never made it to screen. Too confusing, too risky, too real. So the edits came. The themes were softened, the deeper message toned down. And Keanu? He didn't push back. He wasn't allowed to. In interviews, he talked about freedom, choice, self-awareness, but always left the full truth unsaid. Still, fans felt it, because The Matrix didn't just entertain, it echoed something familiar. A world that tells us what to buy, who to be, what to believe. And all the while, Keanu was carrying something heavier. In 1999, the same year The Matrix was released, Keanu and his partner Jennifer Syme lost their daughter. Months later, Jennifer died in a car accident. The family he almost had was gone. He didn't talk about it. He didn't make headlines. He just kept showing up. Quiet, thoughtful, grounded. And when you rewatch The Matrix, that pain is there. In Neo's confusion, in his isolation, in the search for something real. He wasn't acting grief. He was living it. Years passed. Sequels came. The studio picked hope over rebellion. Peace over resistance. Neo wasn't meant to win. He was meant to break the system. But that version never made it. Keanu said nothing. Until now. In 2024, for the 25th anniversary of The Matrix, Keanu finally opened up. It changed my life, and I think it changed how people see the world. And then, he said the thing no one expected. They made me hide this. He revealed that early versions of the story showed even the real world as another layer of control, a deeper illusion. But the studio cut it. Too dangerous, too confusing. They didn't want people questioning everything. They wanted something they could sell. So he went along with it. I didn't know how much I could say back then. But now, at 60, he's saying it. The Matrix was never about machines. It was about us. The lives we're handed, the choices we never question, the systems we quietly obey. Neo was never a superhero. He was us. And Keanu, he was the messenger. And then came John Wick, a film no one expected to spark a franchise, but it did. Critics noticed. Audiences showed up. Slowly it became something bigger, a cultural moment, a resurgence not just for the genre, but for Keanu himself. Hollywood called it a comeback, but Keanu had never left. He'd worked for years in indies, dramas, even directing, but the spotlight only returns when the box office does, and John Wick delivered. But the industry never really gave him full credit. They praised the action, the choreography, but not the soul. They missed the grief behind the gun. And Keanu? He never explained it, never overplayed it. He let the work speak. And it did. Because John Wick wasn't just about revenge. It was about grief, love, loss, silence. And now we know why. Sources close to Keanu revealed that as a child, he lost a beloved dog, killed by a stranger. The trauma left a scar. John Wick was a cathartic outlet, he confessed. It allowed me to channel unresolved emotions from my past. When the studio questioned the emotional weight of killing a dog to launch a revenge saga, Keanu stood firm. It's the heart of the story, he insisted. And now, it makes perfect sense. That wasn't just a plot device, it was personal. Co-directors Chad Stahelski and David Leitch both credit Keanu's vision, his emotion, and his quiet intensity as what made John Wick work. He wasn't just playing a role, he was honoring something lost. And maybe now, we understand what he was really doing. Keanu Reeves isn't a comeback story. He's a quiet revolution. And now at 60, he's finally telling the truth. They made him hide it, but it's out now. And the only question left is, what part of your reality have you mistaken for freedom? Let us know in the comments, and if you want more stories that pull back the curtain on Hollywood, stay tuned. Because sometimes the loudest truths are whispered.